Welcome, Disc Golf World. My name is Luke Humphries. You're watching second round coverage of the 2021 Oklahoma Open, brought to you guys by Farmers Insurance and presented by Innova Disc Golf. Joining me today in the booth, Conor O'Reilly, as we watch some of this coverage. Conor, look at this card.
What's up, guys? We got Jonathan Nicholson leading the pack after a hot 15 down. Coda Hatfield, Emerson Keith, and Matt Bell. Temperatures picked up by about 10 degrees, and the wind also picked up. We got probably about 15 miles per hour, gusting into the 20s.
Yeah, we had a course record yesterday. Jonathan Nicholson shooting 15 under. Super hot. Coda Hatfield, Emerson Keith matching at 13. Some guys on the chase card, though, could make some moves. That entire chase card is at 10 under. See what they have for us as well. We'll check in with them. Starting hole one with a bit of a gap hit at right around 150 feet. You see about a 50-50 mix of forehand, backhand here, Conor.
Yeah, really just whatever you can hit this gap we're flying through and land straight with. Pretty straightforward hole, but with it being the first hole in the course, I feel like it gives you a little bit of that first tee jitter, so maybe plays a little harder than it would in the middle of the course.
Open division, the lead card. First on the tee, setting the course record yesterday at 15 under par, Jonathan Nicholson.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch Jonathan today. He's a guy who's one of the smarter players out on tour, just a lot of knowledge about biomechanics with his educational background and stuff, and he's just a super methodical player. Almost robotic in his movement sometimes. I give him a hard time at times, but I really appreciate and enjoy John.
That's pretty nice right there.
Yeah, flat release. Lets the disc fly straight.
Sitting at 13 under par, 2 shots back.
Yeah.
I believe that was his, what was that? Slammer. Coda Hatfield, well known around these parts for being one of the more dominant players over the last decade.
Yeah, been playing pro for a long time. Played with him yesterday. He hit a ton of putts, lots of outside the circle putts. Looked like a raptor off the tee for him. He's in circle one again.
Yeah, Coda's always super animated out there whenever he's playing well, so
Yeah.
can be an exciting player.
We got Daddy on the card.
Emerson taking Opto X Explorer. He's got really good touch and a flat release on his forehand angles, which allows him to throw some slower discs well. Nice and smooth, barely even hits it, looks like.
Yeah. So smooth.
Yeah, it's going to be a tester with a little bit of a right to left wind to start him out.
Mm-hmm.
And rounding out our lead card at 11 under par, Matt Bell.
This is a guy who's not afraid to hit putts. World putting champion, as you guys already know, I'm sure. Stayed here for a little while. Feels the Tulsa home roots a bit, but he's from California originally. He's throwing his signature steady.
Oh,
Getting
just shaves the outside of that tree.
so skinny around that tree. Both he and Jonathan missing the gap, but traveling plenty.
Matt, noteworthy, only player to stay on the lead card after being on the feature card round one. Oh, great
Picking
way to
up.
start the round.
Yeah, picking up where he left off. I don't think he missed a single putt yesterday. Played with him as well.
Yeah, speaking of not missing putts, Matt Bell's putter probably won't hit the ground more than less than a number of fingers on one hand you got in this round.
Yeah, that's a safe bet.
You can hear that little train horn in the background. We're right next to the Tulsa Zoo. They got a little train going around so the horn can get at people sometimes.
Yeah, it was packed in the park today. I guess there was some polo going on as well. And we're going to start with a star frame on the first hole.
A little bit of putting from every distance, some park action, some circle two.
Yeah.
Nice star frame.
Yeah, showing why they're on the lead card.
Hole two is a par 4, 515 feet. This big pecan we just flew by to the right. It's going to be a mandatory pushing you left. You want to get right in this ditch or maybe clear it on the longer drives, leaving you a shorter upshot to beat this big old beautiful pecan into the green with some out of bounds lining the back where that long grass is.
I appreciate your tree knowledge. I just want to say that.
I really just know the pecans and a couple oaks and cedars since we're near Texas, which is home to me. So in this area, I'm decent with the trees, but elsewhere I might be not too helpful.
Well, we appreciate it while we have it. Jonathan Nicholson playing low. I like that fairway driver, not bringing out of bounds left into play like Coda is doing right here.
Yeah, this hole definitely makes you make a decision whether you want to get aggressive and...
Oh my gosh, just barely crept out of bounds, unfortunately. Should be an easy enough up and down. Might have to throw over out of bounds to make it happen.
Yeah, the wind today was coming headwind off the right shoulder, so for a lot of these players, it's going to lift your distance driver in the air and either catch the canopy or really push you towards that out of bounds line, so it made the more aggressive backhand tricky today.
Yeah, Emerson catching a little foliage, moving his disc left. He might be left with the same gap that we saw Mason Ford throw through yesterday.
Matt just lifts up a little bit too much on that one. And
yeah, with that right to left headwind, that hyzer release, while it's turning flat, it's going to move up about 5 feet. Just raised him into the ceiling. Not out of this hole, though.
Yeah, he's probably got a little over 400 into the green here, so a nice full rip.
Caught the beginning of that pecan, and that'll be a par. He'll just be pitching up.
Yeah, in this wind, it's hard to really give that one a big run.
See a lot of players opting for the skip shot around that big tree trunk, and Jonathan's done it well. That'll be a good start from him.
Yeah, John just elected to kind of chunk that hole in half. Slow disc. Played it well.
Emerson just playing a skip shot stiletto, it looks like. That one just got a little fast on him, so he'll be about 35.
Yeah, another circle 2 look for Emerson. We'll see if he does that same step through.
Coda not opting to take any relief back from this stuff. Looks like it's easy enough for him, though. He's just pitching a zone up.
Matt playing against that little bit of crosswind he has, electing for the forehand here.
Yeah, he throws these things in. That was basket high.
He definitely tried to give it the height to get in. He just hung it a little late out of his hand.
See if Emerson can jam this little stepper.
Oh, just low. Probably couldn't tell if that wind was going to lift him at all or not. John with another close one. Going to make sure to do his routine, stay focused. Birdie start.
Yeah.
John's rolling.
He is. He's getting married soon, too. Congratulations to that guy.
Yeah, I'm excited and honored to be invited to the wedding, so should be a fun time.
That's a nice par save for Coda.
Yeah.
Unfortunate to just trickle out of bounds right there. Very easily could have stayed in.
Definitely one of those holes you want to pick up, but in today's wind, it played a little harder than it did day one.
Yeah, I think you're right. Third of a stroke under par today. Heading into one of the trickier birdies on the course. Takes a large forehander, late turning backhand. We only saw 3 people get it yesterday. What do you think about this hole, Connor?
Yeah, this one's a tough one. Definitely takes an elite level shot to get a circle 1 look here, and circle 2 looks are common for good shots. Circle 1 looks are definitely hard to come by. John taking Opto Ballista Pro here. This one's really beat in and
a little more
hyzer
height.
flip it.
Yeah, that looked great, really. Started with some hyzer, turned down the middle. Looked like it had plenty of speed to keep on going if it had been higher. Coda likes Anheuser out of the hand as well on these forehands.
Yeah, it just catches that one little crooked tree over there. It's kind of one of the trees to beat on that wide sidearm.
He's way up there, though. That should be an easy 3 for him. Anybody that doesn't travel within 200 feet of this basket is left with a pretty tricky upshot.
No doubt. Another Ballista Pro here from Emerson, just a little too much hyzer there.
Yeah, he's going to be forced to play the skinny line along that little ravine there. There's a lot of little trees in the way. We'll see what he can do. It's a pipeline from Matt, understable fairway out of DGA's lineup. It's going to need more height if it's going to go anywhere near the basket. He does make it through the little Y tree, though.
Yeah, slips through, maybe advantageous for a cleaner stance.
Definitely a better angle. Yeah, he can even throw a backhand at it now.
A little too much turn there, but should get to the ground with a pretty short putt.
It's no worries. Yeah.
Emerson wearing his armadillo shirt.
I love that.
People call him the Texas Armadillo.
Oh, no. That's unfortunate.
John taking his soft harp here. That tree's going to leave him about 22 feet, but
Yeah.
shouldn't be any problem for him.
That's right at the tester range, though, and he's playing with a lead. It'll be a good opportunity to see where his nerves are at.
No doubt, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Coda
sure.
from 100.
Might be the first time John's slept on a lead at an A-Tier. I'm not positive, but yeah, definitely something to take note of coming into what should be a routine putt
Yeah.
for a player of his caliber.
I think that's safe to assume.
Emerson catching a little bit of the cage there from deep.
Just barely some metal. I guess he's further out than Jonathan.
Yeah, Emerson gets a lot of spin on his putt, so if he doesn't catch a lot of metal, he usually has at least 20 feet coming back. Okay, I think that's 2 days in a row that I've thought that tree's about 2 paces closer or farther from the basket than what it actually is. So
Yeah.
it's pretty,
Still a good putt.
for sure.
Same
Not to
for
undermine you, Jonathan.
No, that's not what we're trying to do here, bud. We know you're watching. Ever so gently setting it in, giving it the tap. That's the Coda signature move right there.
Yeah, Coda taps the basket after every hole that he completes.
And if you threw a good one on 3, you can basically throw the same shot again here on 4. Very similar requirements. Low ceiling, left to right movement. This one a par 4, but only a few feet further.
Yeah, definitely one of those holes where you can kind of play the same rhythm shot that you just threw on the last hole. Bigger shots are going to leave you with a small chip to the basket from about 80 to 130 feet. We did see 1-2 yesterday from Brandon Cawthorn on a forehand approach.
Yeah, saw it on film. Go check that out if you like eagles. That's round 1 front 9 coverage.
John taking that slammer again and just throwing slow disc out there straight, knowing he can just break the hole in half, play 2 240-foot shots, and have a putt.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to move something left to right than right to left for this next shot. We'll see what he's got. Coda going with that same disc.
Oh. Narrowly misses that tree, and that left side, the far side of the fairway, can be a little tough to get up and down from, for the birdie luck at least.
Yeah, if he doesn't have the backhand, we might see a forehand roller or something from him. Matt going back to the pipeline. Understable fairway driver. This one a little high. Oh, but she fights.
And he's going to have a clean swing. He should have a little skip-in shot from there. Shouldn't be any problem.
Yep. Emerson switching up his disc. And kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, really.
Just like a bit of an early release.
Almost an identical timing in his swing and his release point there from the last hole. Hopefully he can adjust from that going forward.
Oh my gosh, dude.
John really does
Whoa.
a good job of committing to angles, and you'll see him line up and kind of crook his body to the side and
Yeah, totally.
set up that Anheuser angle. That was
Yeah.
very fortunate. That's
He moved his body and the frisbee all on one plane. I like how he thinks about it.
For sure. That was fortunate from our leader. You need stuff like that here and there to win a tournament. So
No doubt.
see if he takes advantage of it.
Definitely got that love on one. If he could take advantage of it here, well on his way. Emerson also a beneficial kick all the way over here.
Bruins justice that we've all seen him throw so many times.
Man, that was super early out of him.
Yeah, that's just one of those shots maybe just took for granted, didn't focus up much as he needed to.
You got to get past those feelings of not deserving a birdie in a time like that. Occasionally, you can step up to your lie that you've achieved by throwing a terrible shot and feel like you really don't deserve to tap in a birdie, and you let it get to you and you don't focus up. And I know it happens to me occasionally.
Yeah, let go of the frustration. The defense just gave you one, so take it.
Do it.
That's the one. We had a 2 yesterday. Looks like we have one today as well.
Dude, that was a 3.
That was a 3.
Actually.
I'm sorry.
That was from the exact spot that
was the spot that we said would be hard to get up and down from birdie from, and he hit from 90 feet. So,
well, he almost hit one on the last hole, walked it in off the band. We know he's dialed.
Yeah, Coda gets hype whenever he hits a long putt. You got to love the intensity. A little bit of metal there from Emerson. He's showing some frustration here early, but hopefully he can relax and let himself settle in.
See, why did you fall here, tree? Look at that.
Good tester from John. He switches up to the stagger stance when he had been going straddle for the first 3
Is that
putts.
the distance? You know what?
Yeah, he was telling me actually warming up for day 1. He was saying both are feeling good for him. He was trying to see which one he wanted to go with. That's a unfortunate miss from Emerson there. He's letting that frustration leak over.
Yeah, just a little lackadaisical. He doesn't seem to be the intense, fiery competitor that we typically see.
Yeah, but John said that he was liking that stagger for about 25 and out.
Nice. Quick jump in on this leaderboard. You see that Conor O'Reilly has the hottest round going on the course right now. 7 under through 11, bud. You're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I brought my focus today, ready to climb up that board and try to squeak onto that lead card if I can.
We kind of forgot to shout you out on hole 3. You had one of 2 birdies on the day. You said you threw a forehand inside the circle?
Yeah, it was about as clean as a release as I could get.
Well, that's nasty. Big thanks to Disc Barn for being the sponsor of this drone coverage. Go check them out at thediscbarn.com. Thousands of discs in stock, ready to ship to you. And we appreciate the support. Par 4, kind of an elbow hole. Doesn't really take much off the tee to put yourself in position. Something around 350 feet, and then you're left with this low ceiling, hard pan approach. Most guys will slide one in there. Kind of depends on where you land, but it's definitely a right to left moving shot required off the tee.
I believe that's an Lucid X Defender out of John, overstable, fast driver.
Yeah, he just hung that about 5 feet wide.
Yeah, that little tree line there that you see on the left, the bushy tree line before we get to the stands of trees, is you really want to hug it close, but it kind of scares you because you don't want to get grabbed by it.
Unfortunate tree for Coda, but it really doesn't hurt his angle. He's still well inside 300 feet. That's no problem.
A little wide from Matt. He's going to need to slip through that tree line in the back.
Whoa.
Oh, that's
I've never seen anybody back there.
There's almost no chance at birdie from back there, but I don't know. Matt's pretty scrappy, and if he can get himself a 70-footer, then can't rule him out.
Shout out Coda, almost tripping over Emerson's bag thanks to his caddy saving him.
Emerson looks like he's electing for a little bit slower of a disc here.
Yeah, it's going to put him in a weird position there. That'll be a straddle out forehand, most likely. Something he's going to need to turn over, matched with the ground nicely.
Yeah, Emerson's pretty good at that line, I feel like. So.
No, he didn't.
My God, Matt Bell.
The magician.
No man's land. I should have known better, Matt.
Oh, my
He's
gosh.
a scrapper at heart.
That thing almost worked out, too. Don't put it past him to hit a circle 3 for a birdie either. That looks like a pretty good angle, too. Come on.
So if you haven't watched Jonathan Nicholson play ever, he is extremely good at forehand rollers, and he's quick to let you know about it. And he's uses them probably more than anybody on tour.
This needs to flex. All right. That's it, just circle 1. Well inside Daddy's range. He doesn't look too pleased with it. But
we'll see if he has to change his stance and go straddle to get away from that tree there.
And Coda, only person really with the a wide open approach shot, takes advantage of it. Going a little bit long. 22 feet left for his birdie.
Matt lunging out to his left here, gonna fling a hyzer nose up. Oh,
wow!
Here's a little bit of speed away from hitting that one.
Yeah, if I got to hit something like that, or have somebody hit something like that to save a life, Matt Bell is first on my list.
John playing kind of a safe little nose up S-turn. Catches some foliage.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, Emerson keeps his regular stance and kind of tries to move his body to the left while he's bringing his weight forward, and doesn't quite hit his mark there.
Yeah, he's been left on every single putt so far. A little bit high on the last few as well.
There's that low right. Maybe he tried to make a little bit of adjustment, but it sticks.
Yeah.
You can see this.
No birdies on this hole is surprising.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those birdie holes. You can see the wind gusting a bit. It's not super in effect in the woods, but when you're in Oklahoma, you just the wind's there and it's coming, so it can get in your head a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, totally. This one playing a third of a stroke under par. Odd that these guys didn't get one of them. All right, we're back. Hole 6, par 3. You got 2 routes. That's going to be something that we say a couple different times during this coverage. We are flying the righty backhand route right now. It's probably a little more pure in its entirety. The forehand route does have kind of a cork tree at the end of it that you either got to go inside of or outside of.
Yeah, they both have trees centered up at the very end of the gap. One of them is just a tree that you can fit your arms around, and the other one's about 3 people width.
Yeah. This one's headed right for that
Lucidix Justice.
3 people width tree, and unfortunately he's going the wrong way off of it as well. It looked like it jumped up into the crack for a second.
Yeah, it bounced back and forth in the crack and then rolled back. That was interesting.
Yeah. That's the exact tree that he was talking about. People hugging, though. That's the one to miss. This looks great. Oh, yeah. Coda's just getting a little bit of skip on these hard Oklahoma greens and going a little further than he'd like.
Yeah, I played that fairway driver and landed it right by the basket, so hard to...
Yeah, that's twice now. He's been right next to the basket, and he didn't get the birdie putt last time. Last hole. This looks great. A little wider than Coda's.
Maybe good to get that little bit of a break off of the Leafs and put them there close.
Mm-hmm. Pioneer from Daddy. Looking to get it going here. That's inside.
Inside,
but it can work.
Get it. Yeah, great action off that tree. Hopefully that'll help him settle in and start scoring some birdies.
Yeah, it looked like he had that Tiger Woods backspin. Just tapping A while it's in the air.
John going with a little stepper and just letting go of it a little bit early. Coda's talking himself into it. Oof.
Left again. 2 straight putts. Didn't really see that from him yesterday. He was draining everything from that range.
Matt makes good.
Rocking that disc golf bra hat. Shout out to all the bras up in the Northeast and worldwide. That's a good putt from Jonathan.
Yeah, good cleanup to have. Not showing many signs of nerves yet, so he's locked in.
Yeah, that seems like those would be the times that we'd see him right there on those 18-foot par savers.
Yep.
Seems pretty comfortable.
Emerson, take your fortune and go build some more. That was almost a little too much pace there, but it sticks.
Yep. Headed into hole 7, shortest hole on the course, but it's the tightest gap on the course. I feel like you should get it every time, but somehow it just plays a little tricky. We saw, 3 people hit it yesterday in this coverage?
Yeah, this one definitely a short hole, and if you do get through the gap and have your disc chest high, you're probably going to have a putt. But the gap's tight enough to make you overthink it sometimes.
Yeah, and you can catch a nasty kick. Kicks right are terrible.
Matt's just been coming out a little high all day, but this one going to once again catch some nice breaks off the foliage and a little tap in for him.
Yeah, he's using those natural e-brakes today. Emerson going explore here. This is tons of disc. He's going to have to show his touch right here. That could go in.
That one out there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was on line with the basket.
If that one flies out.
Yeah, he threw that about 38 miles per hour. Showed a lot of touch right there. John going with the harp. He's going to look for a nice firm flat release. Yeah, that's well executed.
Dialed. Kept it low. He threw that base plastic. He's not getting the skip that other people are getting. And it's also a much straighter disc than the one that Coda is about to play. He's going to have to throw this thing on some Anheuser.
Yeah, a little bit of Annie. That thing's fighting back. That's a stable zone right there.
Yeah. Perfectly pin high. Well done from him.
Oh, there's that left miss again from Emerson. Definitely showing some frustrations on the front 9 so far.
Yeah, it feels like both backhand, forehand, and putting, the disc isn't coming out as flat as he'd like. It's just a little more hyzered on each of those angles.
Yeah, definitely would explain some of his errors so far. Pretty simple for Matt there. Catches some nice breaks off the trees. Let's see if he can dial in his height off the tee a little bit. Yeah, John making some of these easy holes look really easy. And that's how you get yourself a big lead out here.
Yeah.
Pick up all the ones that they stick right there in front of you.
Emerson falling behind a little bit, moving into the last couple holes on this front 9. We are now on the open holes. Wind definitely in play and water as well. It's a big righty spike hyzer. But the ground is hard this year, so it's pretty tricky leaving yourself close to the basket, wouldn't you say, Conor?
Yeah, it's almost this land between the basket and the water there is almost no man's land. No one's really trying to land it right there. You want to hit right in there, but you want your disc to skip over to the left side. This is the first of these 3 holes in a row where it's kind of more the mental side of the game than the physical skill of hitting gaps.
Matt threw this one in the water yesterday on a similar line.
He went super high and super spiky there.
That's exactly what you called no man's land.
John setting that angle with his shoulders. Oh, he doesn't like it.
Get over.
It's catching some weird wind bounces.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
drop
look
zone.
at that water right there. I guarantee you played headwind, but that is showing that there was a tailwind that his disc was flying in, dropping him down. It's just a really gusty spot.
When I was on this tee earlier, it played headwind, then I got to the green and it was showing tailwind, then it switched back to headwind before I putted, and it was, really back and forth.
Yeah, and if you're Coda, after just watching what happened, Jonathan, you're definitely hyzering that one.
Yeah, a lot of guys kind of just try to crash that tree line on the left, and it usually, if you hit your distance right, it'll leave you at about 25, 30 feet.
Yeah.
Emerson taking Opto X Ballista Pro. These are really fast and overstable. Great disc for this shot.
He threw this one a bit long yesterday, and he's going to need to get lucky.
He just cut right through that branch that almost lets nothing through, but still pays for it.
And they'll head to a tricky drop zone. You can see it in the distance there, yeah. Left with a little tunnel shot, tons of wind.
Yeah, about 250, but it's long enough to make you overthink it.
Gosh.
And a little more of that love for John. You know, you need a couple, you need 2 or 3 instances of those for yourself to be in the lead sometimes, and here he is.
Has a little more traditional from Emerson.
All right, tough putt here. Wind's probably coming off his right shoulder, a little bit at the head.
Oh my gosh, Coda Hatfield.
Yeah, puts on that
36
flat
feet.
angle.
He missed a couple shorter than this in the last 3 holes. Not missing that one.
Coda's got a really unique strike with this putt. Really putts it from far out in front of his body and points that lead shoulder a lot.
Been doing it a long time, Coda Hatfield in this area. Yeah.
Another unique putting style. Matt's got that nose down diver, but he really buries those short ones well.
That's that California putt, baby.
Yeah.
It's that Greg Barsby.
Nico kind of on that same train. Oh.
Hey. She sticks. Emerson just needed a shot of adrenaline. I feel like if I'd known this was going on, I would have came back a couple holes and slapped him.
Yeah, he's kind of just in the fog right now, I like to call it.
Yeah, it's all happening fast. Final hole on our front 9. One of our favorites. I know we've talked about this, Conor. Just it's got a great difficulty level to it. All of it happening at 410 feet, OB left, right, and beyond. There is a creek that plays back here at OB.
Yeah, it takes power, it takes accuracy. It's aesthetically pleasing. Just a good hole.
Players had the headwind look off the tee, but interestingly enough, the way that the wind was coming from, it wasn't continuous the whole time. So the headwind only played for about the first half of the shot, and then the rest of the hole just played still. So we saw a lot of discs ending up left. My entire card threw left.
Yeah, it was feigning off the left shoulder a little bit here, but it was definitely seeming to play from the head. It was kind of hard to read, though. John always makes sure to do his routine and go through his shot beforehand.
So he's playing the hyzer skip shot right in front of the trees, guaranteeing himself a putt. I don't mind the play, especially when he's putting as well as he is.
Yeah, we'll see if he's outside the circle and goes with that step-through putt that he showed a hole or two ago. It's like a rive out of Emerson. He's going to need that to catch a tree to stay close.
Stop.
Oh. Or hits a big stick on the ground and
turns it into a slider right away.
Yeah, that flare skip, if it did flare skip, would have put him in risky territory of being in the creek long or being in the reeds down by the creek.
Mm-hmm. It's a defensive little up from Coda. Matt somehow getting an open putt way over here on the left.
Oh. Really low. Maybe he thought that tailwind that he might have felt off his back was going to lift him.
All right, so with the stepper, this time left again.
Looked like he knew it. He like grabbed his left heel right out of his hand. He must have just known the release was off. Oh, Emerson finally gets it off right, and it just drops out of the right side of the basket. Those putts always feel like they have a chance, but then just push right out.
Yeah, I mean, feels like they stick half the time. No birdies here on hole 9.
Yeah, definitely a hole you want to get, but
Yeah.
one of the higher level birdie shots to get out here.
Yeah, it really is to push it through that gap, and it's always playing windy, as we mentioned before. Let's take a look at what these guys did on the front 9. We're looking at Matt Bell and Coda Hatfield playing bogey free. Just that one mistake from Jonathan, but his lead still intact. As you can see there, Mason Ford playing 7 through 11, and you are 9 through 14 now, Conor O'Reilly, still on that heater.
Yeah, trying to put a good one down. I know I need to be in the double digits if I want any chance to be on the lead card.
Yeah, shout out to Devin Owens, Dio, tournament sponsor. TD, you saw him right there.
Should be a fun back 9.
Yep, that's right. We still got a back 9 for you guys. Plenty of birdies to come. Big thanks to GK Productions, Farmers Insurance, and Innova Disc Golf for making this coverage possible. If you like big putts, we'll see you on the back 9.